here at the Scientology Austin. I'm going vertical today, hoping to get some new eyeballs on the situation. And I keep forgetting that there is a camera cover on this case, on the new phone. So I'm going to carry it there. Oh, I thought I forgot my tripod. I just had a heart attack. Alright, let's go see how fast they can close up. Hope everybody's having a good week. It's so nice out today. I had to come. The weather's kept me away. And next week, or actually starting this weekend, I heard that Texas is supposed to get ridiculous cold weather again. It's unusual to have 2 weeks of freezing weather in Texas. So, usually we get 3 days, 5 tops. Well, they have a photo booth in here. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, depends on which way I come. Sometimes, they got their doors open, which is nice out. Now, they got their doors open when it's 110 degrees outside, but they didn't have their doors open when it was less than 50. Make up your mind. I can't read the chat, guys. I will get with you and just say, Scooter Mom, I was listening to you on the way here. I was listening to Lucy and Ethel. So, they don't know I'm here yet. I feel like I stay close to the wall so they can't see me. Hey, Janet, I see you, and Hitzel. Hey, they were talking about you did on the show. I'm like, yeah, you're keeping it held down out here. Making them close up. Oh, they saw me coming. They got me. They got me before I got here. Oh, no. They're not fast enough. I forgot my hat, too. I just realized. Oh, well. I'm going to make sure they close all the blinds. No, they're not fast enough. So now I know what all these kiosks are for. Now that I've watched one. Very similar to the other place. Alright, I'll come around. They're slow. They haven't gotten this side yet. They think I can see in there, but I can't when there's sunshine outside. Alright, let me get set up so I can see who's here. So I'm going vertical today so I can get some more eyeballs on what's going on here. I did it recently, but I hadn't done it in a while. I planned to do it once a week, but I was barely coming once a week. Alright, let's get set up here with my little fort. Let's see. Alrighty. So, I want to be back here. Alright, it's going to take a second. I forgot. I'm out of touch with what I'm supposed to be doing. I usually have my tripod partially out, and I forgot to do that. So, it's going to shake for a minute while I'm getting that ready. Yeah, this is fun. You can see me in the reflection, how I'm having to do this, because I didn't have it out at all. And I forgot to set it up on the gimbal so that it's not shaking when I walk up. I always forget when I talk about stuff when I get home. Oh, this is not straight at all. This is not even, so hang on just a second. Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna work. One of my legs didn't come out all the way. I hope everybody's having a good week thus far. Oh, it's so nice out today. Why is this not even? weird. Alright, good enough. It's gonna have to do. I'll fix it after I get set up. Alright. Oh good, it's still set up for vertical. I think I did that last time. There we go, no more shaking, you can look again. Sorry about that, guys. I like being over here because I can get the door and some of the sidewalk. Alrighty, get the sign up. Alrighty, let's see who's here. Ooh, I got 11 people. Right on. Let me make sure the messages are on right. It's not, it never is. I don't know why it comes on that way. So Janet's here, Scooter Mom's here, Hitzel's here. Be careful, one of them followed me yesterday. I will be careful. Matter of fact, hey Lexianne. They are watching your live. Maybe, because I didn't see anybody in front of me. There's a very good chance that. Ooh, Turkey. Hello. Good to have you. Irish Mart. I got 2 people out of the country. Hey Adam, good to have you. Whatever that name, E-R-I, is that your whole name? Because sometimes it will cut off part of a name. But Ari, what's up? It's good to see you. So I will be getting some new people in here, I hope. Cross my fingers. Let me turn around in case you don't know me. I'm the grandma from Austin, Texas that comes out here. So, has anybody here that is new to my channel? Ooh, my makeup's too dark. I'm across the street from the University of Texas in Austin, Texas. And Scientology opened up an org last year across the street to try to lure in these young people. And that's why they bought this building across the street. And that's why I'm here. So I was listening. I didn't get your whole show in on the way here, Scooter Mom, but I heard you guys talking about people getting back out and protesting again. So I'm going to keep it turned around for a little while. I need to get water already. Hang on. I didn't have a water out on my way here. So yeah, well, a lot of it's been weather. It's nice today. I don't even need this right now. I could take it off. It's like low 60s right now. It's wonderful. Now, I came out when it was like 45 degrees. I was fine. I have the stuff for that. As long as it's not raining. Okay, Scientology is not a church. They don't have a deity. They don't have a faith-based system. It was created by a science fiction writer in 1950. Initially, it was called Dianetics, and then it turned into Scientology a couple years later. Mainly, he just wanted to make money. He researched how to control people, hypnotism. He's gone now. He died, and a new leader took over in the 80s. But so you have 3 levels of members. The top level is what they call public. They're the ones that come in, pay for services, and donate money, like Tom Cruise and John Travolta. They're members. And they give tens of millions. They have $1 billion in offshore bank accounts, but the church doesn't know that because you're not allowed to watch things about Scientology on the internet or the TV. So members don't even know what's going on. Then you have staff. They sign a 2 to 5 year contract, but they're supposed to get $200 a week for 100 hours a week. But if the org doesn't make money, when I'm standing here, they don't. And they don't anyway. They don't get paid. So they either have to get a second job or they have a spouse to help pay the bills. Then you have the slave labor called Sea Org. L. Ron Hubbard, the initial guy that started this, was in the Navy in World War II. But he was a crappy soldier. He was a lieutenant. He failed at everything he ever did except this. And he told somebody once, I'm not making money with my science fiction writing. The only way to make money is start a religion. And the slave labor, it's like it's like their paramilitary organization, and they sign a $1 billion contract. They can get married, but they're not allowed to have kids in the Sea Org they will bus them to the clinic to take care of it. Now, they used to allow children in the Sea Org, but the conditions those children were kept in while the parents were working, they had children taking care of babies, and it was horrible. So the new leader, when he took over, he nixed that. Honestly, that was a blessing. I don't agree with, how they're taking care of it, but these kids that are now adults talking about the horrible way they were treated. Yeah, they traffic people, abuse members, credit card fraud. What brought me here, so let me finish the Sea Org, okay? They have to stay in the Sea Org until they die. If they get too old to work, this is where the elder abuse comes in. They stick them in a home, and they don't believe, they really scare their members into not going to doctors. That's why so many Scientologists are dying of stage 4 cancer, because they don't go get treatment until the last second. Because Scientology says everything that's physically wrong with you is all in your head. They call it psychosomatic illness. That's a whole thing I can't even get into right now. And they hate psychiatry. A good way to get out of Scientology or not be a member is to say you're on psychiatric drugs, and they'll be like, oh, we don't want you. Anyway, they put them in a home, and they take their social security check. They take out credit cards in their name for a ridiculous amount of money, because they lie, it's fraud, so they say they make a bunch of money. And when they die, those credit cards disappear. Well, Mike Brown, that is the name of his channel on YouTube if you want to go check out this story, because everything I'm saying I learned from survivors that have escaped. Okay, I'm a never-in. I've never been in Scientology. 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about it. When he went and literally stole his mom out of the house because she'd been in it for 40 years, he got out in his 20s and went in the military. He's in the Army. She found out she was $160,000 in debt. Now, people think that they will litigate you for everything, but they don't. They're actually afraid to go all the way into a lawsuit because they don't want to get into discovery. So, but they'll fight you as long as they can. Well, they wrote a letter and said, I want my money back, or we're going from a lawyer. Well, I think because she had so many details that she could have talked about, they happened to look in her account one day and it was in there. It was like $163,000. So let me look at the chat. When I get to talking, y'all, I get pumped up and I forget. You're new? Well, good to have you, Ari. So just a quick why I'm here. 2 years ago, I was bedridden. And somebody's channel, a survivor came in my feed, and I started deep diving Scientology, mostly just watching all the survivors that have channels and their stories. Now, there is a documentary on Netflix called Going Clear, and there was a television show that an ex-celebrity member did for 3 years. Never watched them. Everything I've learned from survivors. They protect predators, child predators, female women predators usually, because you're not allowed to go to the authorities over and report another Scientologist. They think that they can fix you. Now, public, all they do is all it is they call it the tech, and that you can come in and take these courses, and if you've got money, you can move up to confidential levels. But if you're slave labor, you don't have that money. So let me keep looking. Yeah, Ari, I didn't know anything either. It's so bad, and they're protected by their tax-exempt status, and for the last 70 years, they have been getting the government in their pocket, the LAPD. They have a really big, a bunch of buildings, a base in LA and in Hollywood, and for 50 years, they've been giving millions of dollars to the LAPD. We have it on film, the protesters in LA, all the illegal stuff that LAPD has done to go after them. So they don't care about lying. Oh, they have a special arm called the Office of Special Affairs that goes after enemies of the church. They will hire private investigators, go through your trash, follow you. They will pay people to come after you. I've been attacked, not physically yet, but it got close a couple times. They get street people and they'll pay them to come after us. So now I'm part of a large group There's about 100 of us protest channels all over the world. And all we do is stand here and film. That's all. And it's enough to make them, if you look here, Ari. So when I come up, they close their doors and their blinds. How many churches do you know that are so, that want to hide so much from just somebody standing here with a camera? It's really pretty inside. They have a cafe. They've got a bookstore. So yeah. Hey, Susan, Grandma. The grandmas are here. Bunch of us. I'm lurking. That's full. That's cool. That's fine. I'll take it. All right. So Lexianne, Ari, I suggest watching Going Clear. Check. Oh, Operation Snow White. That's on Wikipedia, where they in the late 70s they infiltrated the government, and 7 people went to prison because the leader was so paranoid that and Lisa McPherson, they have supposed doctors in Scientology that have caused people to, they are so abusive in this cult that we know of at least 2 women that had such a mental break they committed suicide. I should say unaliving on YouTube. I'm not monetized. I haven't turned on ad revenue yet. I just didn't want to interrupt things with ads. So I can kind of say more things than other people can. So if you have any questions, Ari, that ask me now. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to educate the students from across. Did you hear that part about what's across the street? So all these trees behind me is the University of Texas. And everybody walking by me are students. And they opened this org on purpose. They bought the building 55 years ago across from the college on purpose to get our young people, like this gentleman right here, to suck them in.
It's a cult. You're doing God's work right now.
Thank you. That's not even what brought me here, although I am a Christian. What brought me here was the child abuse. You know, do you know how that works?
I don't exactly.
Because they believe they've lived multiple lives. They look at their children as big beings in small bodies. They don't nurture them. A lot of times they don't get schooling where they put them to work. And they're not allowed to turn in members to the authorities for abusing the children. There was a woman, Laura FM is her name. Back then, she was put in what they call the Sea Cadet as a child doing manual labor, no school.
Yeah.
And her father, when you leave, they have to disconnect from you. You're not allowed, if you're in Scientology and you have somebody that leaves, if you have a spouse and you leave, they make you get divorced. Okay? So she had one last phone call with her dad, and he said, "You're not really my daughter, and I'm not really your dad. In your last life, you were probably an 80-year-old man." And they never spoke again, as far as I know.
Yeah, that is fucked.
That's what brought me here, was we have a lot of survivors that are now adults that are speaking out.
Yes.
And so 2 years ago, I didn't know anything. Then I deep dived. Then they fixed my back a year ago because I was bedridden. I think everything happens for a reason. If I hadn't been bedridden, I wouldn't have had the time to deep dive. And literally, the month prior to this opening, they put a pain stimulator and it healed. And I was able to come down here and stand. And I've been able to stand in 5 years before that.
Congratulations.
So I'm like, well, this all had to have happened for a reason. Because I would have never had the time to learn about it.
Yeah. Good
So, yeah, now there's about 100 of us channels all over the world doing what I'm doing. Just little channels like me.
Keep
just
informing people.
Yeah, and it's
making them aware.
They've lived in secrecy for, 70 years, and now they can't. Social media, they don't know how to combat it.
Yeah.
Because they can't. There's not a lot that they can do. I mean, they try. They pay homeless people to mess with us, and they hire private investigators to follow. I'm not big enough for them to do that, but they've done it and stuff. So, yeah, I'm here to educate you guys, but I also let their victims too, because what they have in here now is second and third generation. They're not getting new members, so they've been indoctrinated since they were kids. They think I'm evil and I'm lying, but there are 2 foundations that will help them escape. Get them an apartment, get them a job, get them an education, which a lot of them need. So I let them know about them too.
Yeah.
So, dual reasons. But I've been happy that 80% of y'all at least know Scientology bad. But I've walked up here a couple times where they've had a table out and they had somebody bamboozled. And I started spitting facts and they got up and left. Both of them were freshmen. The one guy even, I said, they're freshmen. They want to get those kids that are far from home for the first time, that want to feel like they belong, that don't have any friends. And And they'll love bomb you at first till they get you really in. Then the coercion and the other stuff starts. So, yeah. Definitely spread the word. Yeah.
Good shit, you're doing good work.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, of course. It was nice talking to you.
You too, thanks.
Good luck.
All right. Could you guys hear me? I've tried to use my mics. Both times I've tried to use them, they worked in the house when I tested them, but then I put them on and go live and they don't work. Thanks, Susan. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. Yeah, he knew. I get a lot of that you're doing God's work, a lot of Christians. Here's the thing about me. I am a devout Christian, but I don't care what other religions do. Hey, Christina. Until they start abusing people, and especially abusing children. That's why I got involved. If they were just minding their business and not abusing people, I wouldn't be here. It takes a lot to drive 3 hours round trip and stand here for a couple hours. Especially me. And all those that are getting out, and all of you supporters that come out and give us your time in the chat. It's all great. It's all great. I'm going to keep my face on more than usual because I'm vertical. And I think if I'm don't have my face out and they just see a street when they go by. Because I know when I'm going by in my shorts and I'm like, I'll stop for a second. Then I'm like, eh. So I'm hoping to be saying something when somebody goes by. So that's the goal here. I lose a lot of subscribers when I'm not out here for a good long time. I don't care about subscribers, y'all, as far as me. But if I'm losing subscribers, then I'm losing eyeballs on what I'm trying to get across. And I'm hoping I'm not losing them completely from the protesting. So that's why I'm going vertical. I'm going to do it probably a little often in the next couple weeks to see if I can get some new people in here and, you know, listening. And so, Ari or anybody that's new, I'm a grandma. I'm 50, almost getting close to 56 years old. But there are young people that are doing this. They're on TikTok. They're on YouTube. If you go to sptv.space, all the channels are listed. They're listed by city. They're listed alphabetically. They're listed as protest channels or survivor channels or advocate channels. And there's about 200 channels if you include all of that, I think, was the last count. I need to turn this a little bit, you guys, because where I'm standing, I have one of the legs right in front of me. There we go. That was great, because last time I was here, I didn't even get to have a conversation. It was late. I didn't know classes weren't back in session. And it was cold, so I didn't get to really talk to anybody last time. So that pumped me up. I'm ready to go. I'm back. I hate missing. Hate it. All right. If I see the chat not move for a little while, I've got my other phone with me because my chat has frozen on me before on this new phone. Don't know why. I've had Splato out the whole time trying to take a drink. But man, I got here at way the wrong time. If I look at my maps and it says I'm going to get here anywhere between a quarter till the hour or the hour, I need to sit somewhere for 10 minutes because holy crap, trying to get down the streets to park during class change, yeah, I need to be careful of that. Here we go. Alrighty. Alright, I'm going to check the... Oh, I can... So I can listen to my YouTube. This is your channel, by the way, Scooter Mom. Because I can close it and bring it back up, and I listened to it all the way till I went live. Because I didn't get to listen to the whole show yet. Let's see. I gotta bring me up. I can put some apps on my front screen. Alright, let me bring up the live stream. There I am. Yep, it definitely froze. Now, the only way that I can unfreeze it is when I do something weird and it kind of tries to kick me out. Let me see. Let me see if just hitting the chat filter changes it. top message. Oh, it did. Okay, so now I can just do that. Okay, all messages. So I hit top messages and it came back. And then I went to all. Okay, so yeah. So the last thing I could see was, oh, way back. Just after Christina said hi. So I haven't seen anything else. So Christina, thank you for that, Christina. Hit the like button. Hey, Fragglebot, what's up? I love Fraggle Rock. Back in. Hey, Journey. Yes, it's nice today, but so I look at the Farmer's Almanac for weather for my stream family. Oh, snowing. We're about to get snow. Believe it or not, Lexianne. Oh, goodness. News had all the maps in Google Maps, followed the fire. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to keep track of what's in my pocket. Oh, my mic's in my pocket from last time. So anyway, I was about to say something. I had a train of thought. What was it? Oh, the weather. So there's this couple channels that do like a weather report of their own. And so I thought we were good. And then I just looked, and we're supposed to get another winter storm coming through Texas, I think starting this weekend. It actually didn't get down to freezing last night. We didn't have to run the water, which was nice. So I'm like, I got out here today because I haven't actually looked at the actual temperatures the next couple days. I just knew today was good. So I was like, I got to get out here, y'all. Got to get out here. The classes are back in session. It's not. I do get a lot more people stop when it's nice out, because when it's cold, nobody wants to stop. They want to get home. So, but that's why I feel like I'm talking even faster than normal. I'm really pumped to be back out. Oh, what you guys were saying on your last show, is that seeing people getting back out. Hold on, I got a speck on here. Getting back out and protesting. Yeah. That's, when I go a week or two, I feel like a slug. And I get so out of, y'all know, if I'm not coming on the regular, when I get ready, I have a routine. You know, this, get this, take this. So I have a whole wagon down here. So I have to get all my crap ready down in the basket, and make sure it's in the car, because hubby has to take my car when it's cold. We just got his vehicle fixed. The only thing we didn't get fixed is his heater port. It has a blockage. It spits out some heat, but not enough for if it's below freezing. Because it was going to be like $800 to $1,000 just labor costs, because you got to take off the whole dash. So being that it's Texas and it's only cold a few weeks a year, it wasn't a priority. And literally the week after he got it back, and I'm like, I've been shopping for accessories for inside the truck. I talked to a guy about detailing the truck, because oh my god, it's nasty. Because he spends 2 hours a day in it too, driving where he goes. And then he had to take my truck. So today he had to like put my wagon back in and some of my stuff back in. Because that'll be nice too. Because when I come here, he has to take all his security stuff out of the truck, because he doesn't want it to get stolen. So it's a big to-do. Hey, Dusty. Okay. Yeah, I'll be there. Just pick a day so I don't go protesting that day, but I'm pretty much free other than doctor's appointments. Although, I take that back. I do technically have a job now, but they still haven't called me in to train. I mentioned this a couple months before the holidays. I told his boss, I said, look, I see when somebody gets fired or somebody quits, that everybody has to do overtime and to fill that position. I said, I'm willing to be just an emergency call-in because I don't need a minimum number of hours. I don't need a job. I said, but, so I mean, if you don't call me for 2 months, no biggie. And really, it's, all I have to learn is the computer system and how to work the cameras. That's it. Other than that, I'm sitting there, during the day you take phone calls, you send officers for money drops, and stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, there may be some days if I get called in to train. Other than that, I used to be, I'm free any day of the week. Because my husband's, if y'all don't know, my husband works during the day. So I have the truck all day long. But I have to be home by 9 p.m. I don't today, because it's not supposed to be freezing tonight. So he put all his stuff in his car. But man, I got to get that thing clean. I didn't bother because he's in it a lot more than me. So, actually, I'm getting a little warm. But I'm in the shade, so I'm going to leave it on. So, I can't say how's everybody's week going weather-wise, because I know there's other places that you're having crappy weather. But it looks like that storm's coming from the south and going to go clear up through, like, Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm not sure, because I know you said you're from Pennsylvania. I'm trying to crack my back. Hold on. Ow. I gotta be careful with that implant back there. I felt it. Oh, I did. I said I'll be in. I said if I'm not in training for that job, I'm pretty much open. That one? Or different one? But yeah, I've been mulling this over. Is that the right word? The ambassador just went in again. There's some things I've seen on the internet about the fires. And I thought about just putting it on my community tab with a link and letting y'all just make up your own mind. But there's some stuff out there that people are digging up. Yeah, I'm always in. Just, Dusty, I'm going to email you the phone number to this phone. Because I'm going to make it public if you email me and want the phone number. Because it's only for live streaming. It's a third line that I got and a new phone to stream on. So, if anybody wants it, you can call me and ask me for it. And you can text me or call me. I like that because if this phone, if I get a call or notification, I know it's just Scientology stuff or just the streaming stuff. So, I missed him. Came up from behind me. I didn't see him go in. Because you never can tell that they're a Scientologist because they literally, some of them look like they could be homeless, y'all. You know why? Because they give them all their money. I mean, some of these older people that come in here, they don't look like they'd be a Scientologist. Yeah, for sure, Susan. You've been here a long time. Long time. Oh, I did find out recently. I Googled it. I haven't actually gone and done it. I can look and see who has memberships and who has bought gifted memberships. Because I'd said I want to make those people, especially the ones that have done groups of gifted memberships, a sponsor of a live stream. I didn't look ahead of this one. Because if you buy the 5-pack, after YouTube takes their, 30%, that will cover my gas here. I have a V8 engine. Normally it would cover more. And maybe a little bit of the parking. Oh, Dusty, I don't know if you were on. So last week, I only came out once. And as I'm leaving the parking garage that I'm at quite often, so it tells you put the ticket in, and then it says put your card in, and somewhere in there it gives you the total, but it's after I put the card in. Maybe I should wait longer, I don't know. I go to take out my card, and my bill is $968. I had a heart attack. And I hit the help button. Some guy came on the screen. He couldn't help me. He said, I can give you an email. Literally, the next day, my husband looked online and found a phone number. So, and we went to our bank and disputed it. But holy crap. And he said, yeah, that's not right. Because I figured out it would have had to take more than a month to accrue that. And they wouldn't allow a car to be there that long. They would have towed it. Hey, Janet. Did I miss something? I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, no, a new one came up, so I know. No. So, while we were at the bank, yes and no. A different guy called us. So, the first guy we talked to, I got to tell you what my husband said. So, he walks when he talks. So, at this moment, he's in the bathroom talking to this guy that doesn't want to help us. Doesn't want to do anything. And I hear him say, he goes, okay. He goes, I know how this works. He goes, I'm just going to tell every homeless person in Austin that they can come there and get free cars. I was like, I was laughing so hard I had to leave. I think he could have come up with something better if he'd have thought about it. And then all of a sudden the guy started helping us. Sort of. He said if somebody called him, he gave us his phone number to give to the bank. What it is I haven't had an investigator from the bank call. So while we were at the bank, I think it was Friday, somebody else called us from the garage and said he was looking into it. So, matter of fact, I want to make sure my husband calls. So, what the lady at the bank did for us, because I can't have almost $1,000 come out of my account. Our insurance and life insurance was about to come out, and it's $700. So, what she did is she put my husband in for like a small personal loan for $1,000, which we got, and we put that in the bank. So we're not going to go into overdraft. We weren't yet, but they still owe us that money, and he can't refund it because literally I went around the corner and called and canceled my card, hoping it wouldn't go through because it was pending, but it did. So yeah, definitely if you're ever doing anything like that, dang, wait till the bill comes up. I've been in and out of there so much in the last year. You know, it's never been, it's $12 to $14, you know. So, holy moly, that was so freaky. I had a reason I was talking about that, actually. I don't remember why. I lose my train of thought all the time. I have Swiss cheese memory. Oh, Lexianne, yeah, me too. No, I went back because other than that, I'd have to walk farther or try to get street parking, and with a truck, it is so hard to get street parking. I don't think I've ever tried to parallel park that truck, and I wouldn't want to try. I have a hard enough time just parking it normal. So, it was a fluke. I mean, I've been going there almost a year now, so I just crossed I'm definitely going, because they called an attendant over, so definitely I'm not putting my card in till I see the total. And if it's not right, then I'll call an attendant and they can open up let me out. Because you can't get out unless you pay it. But yeah, me too. That's another thing, since I have a lot of regulars in my chat, I've been having this thought that because of everything that's going on, and everybody, there's so many people. There's just a lot of people involved in all of this movement and all that, and supporters in the chats.
Yeah.
Some of us have been talking about it one way, and others have been talking about it another way. And I've had thoughts on it, but when I'm in live streaming, I don't always get my thoughts across the way I'd like. And things have been said about me, not really bad things, just my name was mentioned, which I never thought I would be. I was was thinking about I have a statement in my head that I was thinking about just making a short video about it. And just because it's pretty much kind of what I've already said, but I was going to try to articulate it a little better in hopes that people that don't like how I'm handling it maybe might understand my point of view a little more, because they're not going to sit through my Saturday night live stream to hear what I have to say, and that's, or this live stream. So I was wondering if y'all think that'd be okay, or if I should just ignore it and move on. Let me get my water back out. Because what I want to say, I was hoping that people that are very emotionally involved in it might understand those of us that aren't or don't want to be, and why. I don't think they understand, and there's some people that don't want to understand. Hey, Cricket. So I was listening to Scooter Mom on the way here, but I couldn't see video, so I'll have to go look at your video on your channel, because I have my earbud in and ignore it, as they're quite clearly narrow-minded and not very open to understanding alternative viewpoints. I got two answers. I'm leaning towards going ahead and doing it, because there are going to be those few that maybe they might listen. And all it is I just want to talk to them about, everybody's different. Everybody handles emotional turmoil different. And I think a lot of people will understand that point of view, because I'm going to say things like, most everybody has had some form of trauma in their life, and everybody handles it different. It's not about he said, she said, this or that. It's about how when it came up, I listened to 5 minutes of her video, and that's all I needed. I believe her. That's not the point. I couldn't watch anymore. My stomach gets into knots. Now, here's the contradiction that I also wanted to bring up, is that I don't want to get emotionally involved in that, but I'm emotionally involved in this. So I am emotionally involved, and I am passionate about this. So there's kind of a contradiction there. Twyla, true. So I get that there's that. But even news. If there's a certain headline on a news article, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Because it stresses me out. Now maybe when I just been letting my mental health just go, because it's not that bad, but I know I'd probably be better if I was on my meds. So I need to totally ignore negativity. However, if you must address it, simply do a community post is my suggestion.
And
I could do that too.
If I do graduate, if I just want to take coach classes,
my hopes, it wasn't so much to be about me. That part it doesn't bother me. No, trolls don't bother me. It was more to kind of address that if you want us to respect your point of view, and that you want to be emotionally involved and support a certain part of this, then respect those of us that don't want to be involved. Like I said Saturday night, I said, if these people were in my friend group, yeah, I would have a lot to say. And yeah, I have an opinion on it. I have been loudly about it with my husband. I just don't need or want to bring that on air. And that's part of it. I haven't unsubbed or unmembered or anything from any of them. I'm still supporting them because they're mostly all still survivors. Those are the ones I want to support. So anyway, that too. And that's I was gonna I'm honestly not sure if some are just trying to stir up shite for the fun, but there is that. There's going to be that. And these are all actually things I was going to mention. It wasn't going to be that long, but hey, Sarah. Totally. Oh, you said that already. Mind you, most of human nature baffles me. And see, I was going to mention that too. I think it's being an army wife that helps me understand other people more, because I've met and dealt with different walks of life, different ideologies, different religions, different people. I mean, we had friends in California that were Druids, and I had a neighbor who was Wiccan, so I see everybody's point of view. So I understand why they feel the way they do. Hey, Adam. Exactly. And I wanted to mention that, something similar to that too. I've always said, I'm not, just because some big survivor channels is what brought me into this, I'm not going to let that stop me just because, there's some turmoil in the movement or with channels, because there's an ebb and flow to everything in life, especially if it goes on for any length of time. I mean, I was surprised at first, but then again, I wasn't. Because when you get this number of people together, thousands, if you count all the supporters across all the channels. And when I say supporters, I mean people in chat, people that watch, people that lurk, whatever. When you get thousands of people doing the same thing, it's going to be the gamut of personalities, the gamut of ideologies. Everybody is here for different reasons. Ultimately, it's the same goal. Not everybody agrees on how to go about it. And I get that. None of us are perfect. We have all done things we regret. I try not to judge others when I'm certainly not perfect. Exactly. Although I do. I can be very judgmental. But I try not to be like here. It's not called for, I don't think. Anyway, there's more I have to say on it. I think I'll either do a community post or I might just do a short. I'm not doing a live stream because I don't want to I'll have to write notes because of my fibro brain. Hey, Cricket. Unfortunately, this kind of infighting can actually end movements. I've seen it happen before and been part of it, unfortunately. And I don't think we're going to let that happen. Because literally everybody involved would have to walk away. And I'm not going to do it. So it may change it. It may reduce it. We don't know. It hasn't, there's been a lot go on. We haven't lost that many people as far as I know. We are learning, adapting, and making mistakes along the way. I plan on making mistakes until my last breath. I just hope I continue to learn also. Irish Martin, well said. Pray on it before you post it. Good idea, Twyla. Very good idea. I would do that. I've gotten really out of practice of praying. I really have. When the kids were young and we were doing church as a family, and but since I got sick and haven't really gone to church, I'm really out of touch with it. Plus, I was saying the other night, my brain now is, if I try to meditate or even try to pray for just a couple minutes, I end up somewhere else in my brain. But I will do that. Like to pray on it. Good one, Adam. Good one. Mistakes are often a good thing. We can learn from them and become better. Exactly. And I hope certain people do. I do hope that. Yeah. And that's all I think we all need to be is, not forgiving, yes. Not necessarily. I know some people can't. Hey, what's up? I don't know why he had to stick his hand in front of my face, but okay. I forget what he just made me. I forget what I was doing. But maybe tolerant. Because like we've talked about this a lot. Everybody's been talking about it, you know. Many, and not just the people that were in and got out, but like I said, it was actually Nora's stream about the generational trauma that really helped me understand that I've been through trauma. I've never dealt with it like that before. I was just like, well, my mom was a piece of crap, and you know, she didn't beat me, so I'm okay. But I'm not. I'm not. Because I always said I wasn't never going to be like her. So what I want to say is, you know, so I used to say this in our journey at church. I used to say this at church all the time, because some people that aren't maybe religious or look at Christians expect Christians to be perfect. And what we used to always say, and when we would have discussions in like Sunday school or something, we would say everybody is on their own part of the journey, and that everybody's or different levels of their journey. Same thing with trauma, same thing with life in general. Everybody is at different levels, and you can't expect everybody to think the same way about certain things.
I agree.
Thank you.
Me too.
All right. Feel the same way or deal with things the same way. That makes sense. And that's pretty much the things I'm going to say. But I was just hoping that maybe if I did a very short video, because my attention span's short too. If I hit a video that's over a certain amount of time, I'm like, other than some of the stuff we watch here, but other stuff, like, I don't know what I was looking at, but I like documentaries, I like educational videos, or I watched a bunch of stuff on China yesterday and what's going on there. They're falling apart. Their government's falling apart. Financially, they're falling apart, and everybody's afraid of China because they're so big and they have their hands in so many pots financially. They're imploding in reality. Just, it's not being remarked upon. Anyway, but I saw something and I'm like, I'd really like to watch that, but is it really going to take 28 minutes to tell me that subject? They can't do that in 10. Do a short video. Okay, video, I can probably do it. Live stream, no, because I have you guys to talk to, so I'm going to keep going. SP Cliff Notes. Yeah, I tried to, I did record a video. I've got one up. I meant to do many more about LRH and black magic. And luckily, I actually didn't have to edit very much. But the first time I did it, it was like 16 minutes or more. And the second time I did it, I think I got it to 11. I'd meant to do a bunch of others, but there's so many people in the community that are covering subject matter. The 60-second doctorate course, yes. I wish. Yeah, I heard about that. The doctorate course through Scientology. So you know Scientologists have taken that and put doctor in front of their name. You know. You know it. What time is it? We should be getting close to a class. We are in a class change. They must have just done it. I didn't see the big... There, when I was driving through a few minutes before 2, man, the place was packed. And then at 5, we know it's packed. But yet at 3, not so much. So, anybody new in the chat? I know I'm in people's shorts today. Ask me anything. I'll explain why I'm here. I'm here in front of the Scientology building across from the university because of the rampant child abuse in Scientology. In case there's anybody new going by. I found a lot of new streamers. I don't watch shorts a lot when I do, I put a time limit on it because I see my husband is addicted to it. He'll do it for hours. Hours. He will not go to sleep, and I'll go in and take his phone away. But I found some new streamers on different subjects through the shorts, so that's been pretty interesting. So I know that, you know, we get into different people's feeds, don't know anything about Scientology. That's the same way it happened with probably a lot of us. You know, like I never, you know, watched the documentary or anything. I found channels that were telling their story. And so, even though everybody says I should watch the documentaries and stuff, and I will, I feel like, okay, I could spend an hour or so on this documentary, or I could spend an hour or so on somebody's channel. And what am I going to choose? The channel. That's the biggest reason. Or the show itself. Actually, I don't want to give the creator the views, mainly. And B, a lot of those stories has been put out on the YouTube channels. A lot of those people have their own YouTube channels now. And I honestly would rather just hear it from them. And that's how I've learned quite a bit. Oh man, my back. You can tell, I can always tell when I haven't been out here for a while. It's like my lower back gets weaker. And when I'm out here for a while, I can feel it get stronger. It's amazing how just a couple, 2-3 weeks with the holidays can change your back muscle so much. Some channels have strayed so far from the stories that the docu would be helpful. Okay. I've been thinking about watching it. I just never get around to it. There's a bunch of stuff on I'm about to get a book. Because Tom and I have started so many shows, and then, because he only has one or two nights a week he can watch TV with me, and then we get out of it, forget about it, don't finish it, or we have a list we want to watch. So I was going to get me a book and just write all the shows we've started that we need to finish. So when we're looking for something to watch, we can go, oh, we need to finish this. Like Discovery of Witches. I think we watched 2 or 3 seasons. And then, I don't know why, we were waiting on a new season and got out of watching it. That's just an example. So. But yeah, I've talked about this a lot too. We've got to get this movement and this information out of this bubble. Where, yeah, we've got people with their eyeballs on it, but we've got to get journalists to write stories about this movement. Because I'm thinking, you know, I got a new keyboard, by the way, because the laptop keyboard's hard for me to type on. I got an ergonomic wireless keyboard so I can type. I might write out a form letter and start emailing different journalists. Even if we start small, like I've said before, in our local newspapers and stuff, and then add links to information to prove what I'm saying. Because if we could start getting it out to publications, the people that don't watch YouTube or TikTok, and that way we can start maybe getting local city governments to pay attention, even if they're not affiliated with anything. I love that they're having to pay property taxes. That's I'll probably link that too. And then move up. Because what I was getting at is, I don't think there's ever been a 200 channel YouTube or TikTok movement before like this, where everybody almost, you know, except for the advocates like Rabbit, you know, she does other things, but all working for the same goal. There are people that do the same thing, like lawyers and LawTube and stuff like that do the same thing, and sometimes they do the same story. No, we have our channels for the same goal, and that's to end Scientology and end their tax exempt status and get them investigated. Okay, Janet. I get a lot of ignore. That YouTube has started giving me ads for the cult of Church of Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I found out that I have the memberships and stuff, but I went into the ads and I was reading through it, and there's a way you can manually pick, because, well, it started talking about, and you guys know if you have a channel, you know, are you following the guidelines? If you're monetized, we might look at you harder, I think is what it pretty much said. So I was like, you know what, I think I'll look at this later. Because to be honest, I don't want to have ads while I'm out here live streaming. I might be in the middle of talking about something important. And I don't know if does it cut out what I said during that time? Or does it immediately start up after, where I left off? That, and I don't know. And then Saturday night is for fun. I'm not going to put ads on that. So I don't even see the point. But I appreciate everybody that's been buying memberships and gifting memberships. That's been hugely helpful. Yeah, see, I haven't got into other people in the community have been doing shows on other cults. I just don't have the brain power for that. I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses. I had a boyfriend, but he wasn't, at all involved in it anymore, but he grew up that way. And we studied a couple times with his parents. I was like, I think we went to church once too. But I just don't have the brain power to get involved in another subject. Oh, Cher's here? Hey, Cher. How did I miss that? I saw the high doodlebugs and didn't look at who it was. I've seen commercials on my videos and my channel isn't monetized. Really? That's weird. Because, yeah, I have to go in and turn it on. And I can either do it automatic or manual. Like, pick each video and pick... Because I've seen creators say, oh, I'm going to turn off or turn on ads. I just didn't know how it worked. Oh, I see. Yeah, because I'm a premium member, so I don't ever see that stuff. I hate commercials. If they're, like, when I watch, like, Amazon has limited commercials, and some of the other ones do too. I don't mind them, because they, like, do 2 minutes or less, and they do a little countdown. But regular network TV, literally 5 to 7 minutes long of commercials. Now, back in the day when I grew up and we didn't have a choice, we used that for our tinkle breaks. So now what I do a lot, like I have Sling. I went ahead and got live TV on Sling recently. And I have the DVR function. So I'll record shows purposely, even though I'm about to watch it or currently watching, so that
But how do they know?
when you record and you go through the DVR and watch it, a lot of times you can fast forward the commercials that way. When you can't do it, even if you're behind on the live, you can't do that when you're in the app, I guess. Whatever, it's a big deal. Big to do. But anyway. Let's see. I have premium, yeah, so you don't see them, yeah. I went ahead and got the family plan, because between me and my husband, we have three accounts. So I have my protest, my personal, and his, and it was cost effective. I thought I could add my kids. I didn't know they had to be in the household. It might snow here Tuesday. We might die. We all might die. I know. Us too. I'm like, man, we just got out of the freezing weather, and it's supposed to come back. But I looked at it this way. It means I think that the video can make money. Yeah. So I guess I can live with that. I'm not here to make money. I work in mental health. I'm already rich. I told you my husband was going to try to get into that. I wanted to go into psychology a long time ago. We have family premium. Yeah, that's smart. So I did add my kids to the Netflix, so there for a while, you know, they could use it wherever they were. Now they're on top of you if you're not in the area. Although I tried using a VPN one time and it yelled at me because I wasn't in my normal location. But you can pay that a lot less to add people on your account than they would pay themselves. And they're both broke and they can't deal with reoccurring payments. So I just put both my kids on my Netflix. It hasn't snowed here in 10 years. We are wussies. Oh, I know, girl. It's probably snowed here. I've been here 32 years almost. And I want to say it's snowed less than 5 times. Oh, Queen's here. There you are. Just popping in. Hello. Oh, thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. That helps so much. Especially after I went from like 1490 subscribers to 1420. Like I said, that's fine. I like having a small channel. But it does remind me that people watch my channel because I protest. And when I don't come out and protest for a while, they're like, eh. And I get that. And I don't want them to drop off because I need them watching things. SPTVfoundation.org. Give it a check. I need water. Ooh, something's leaking in my cooler. Something's wet.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like I've told you guys before, when I get emotional, especially, I'm like, I still have days where it's surreal that I'm like, there's people on here actually coming here to watch me. Kind of weird. It wasn't on my bingo card a couple years ago, or a year ago. But hey. Well, that's awesome, Queen. I know, Cher, I know. You know, they probably do it there too. I think some of these people don't own pants. I only own one pair of jeans, one pair of jean-like dress pants, and 3 pairs of capris. Mainly because for a long time I didn't go out. And my jeans have holes in them, so I'm wearing sweatpants today. Had to buy a new pair of sweatpants. So I bought those BDU pants a long time ago, and they're real baggy. So when I was out here when it was cold, because jeans do not block cold, whether it had holes in it or not. You need that bagginess. So I had the sweats under the BDU pants, and oh, I was toasty. But yeah, I was there, Cher. You're in Georgia, right? So in the 87 to 88 winter, I was in Atlanta, and when it froze over. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I went into early labor. I was 5 weeks early in January, because I fell on the ice 3 times in 2 days on my butt. And that's why. I own lots of pants. I just can't fit into them. Yeah, there's that. So when I lost the weight the first time, I got a whole new wardrobe because I went from 220 to 127. And then I went to 108 when I got sick. Then when they started throwing drugs at me, I gained weight again. So I had to buy new clothes again. I have super thin silk long johns. Goes great under my jeans. I need something like that. Oh, doggies at the SPCA. That's awesome, Queen. That sounds like fun. I fell down the stairs 3 times when I was pregnant, on my butt all 3 times. Was everything okay after that? That's the only reason I can think that I was early, but yeah, I was like, it didn't bother me. I was from Ohio at the time. So I was like, I didn't know it wasn't normal. That's what I'm used to in winter. Oh, yeah, I know. Whew, I know. But yeah, you were talking about the random things on Saturday night. I'm a very random person. I like a lot of random things. A lot of weird things. That's why I'm like, I get along with just about anybody. Doesn't matter, unless they're mean. I don't get along with mean people. But doesn't matter, walk of life, religion, gender, whatever. I get along with everybody. I think it's more fun that way. It's easier. It's way easier getting along than not. And that's why, a lot of people early on, they don't get on me as much now. But, early on, the thing to do was to be more loud and in your face kind of thing. And I get that. And I never got on anybody for doing that because me and my husband were talking about it. I said, early in the movement, when that was going on, it was actually needed. The reason being is it got a lot of eyeballs on the situation. And it brought a lot of people in, say, hey, what's going on here? So I think those things were needed, especially. But we've all, evolved and learned. You get to learn a lot when you listen to different viewpoints. Exactly. And I've had people change my mind. I've had ideas on certain things, and with my limited knowledge of something, and I've had somebody open my mind and change my mind about it. That's why I like our Dianetics discussions, and I especially like when we have survivors in, because if we didn't and it was just us never ends talking about it, there were times where I looked at, what we were reading a certain way. But then AA's been there a lot. She's come in and said, well, this happened. This is how this made me feel. She's actually seen people get benefit from auditing and going through their trauma. And I'm like, I could see that. I could see them getting something out of it because he mirrored it off of actual therapy. So that's always been helpful. If I was out here talking to nobody, I'd probably be a lot different or think a lot different. Like, there's still people in the chats that I see that talk about, because they're new, and we have people that don't have the time. Some people have jobs and lives, and they don't have time to be deep diving Scientology like some of us have done. So I still see people in the chat that say, how can they be so stupid to get in Scientology? How can they, be so weak or, unintelligent? And I'm like, and they haven't, I don't think, watched as many survivors talk about their stories, I think, or they might be new to the movement or new to a channel. They might only watch that one channel. There are people that may only watch one channel about it. That's all the time they have. And so that's why one of the things I try to educate is that it's got nothing to do with that. It's about coercion, and it's about brainwashing, and they love bomb you first. They love bomb everybody at first. You think it's great. I watched them do it right here at the table with a couple freshmen 2 different times. And they were saying all kinds of good stuff, and they had this young man believing that they were these great people. I remember asking him, and I still got to go in and cut those out because they were really good. I asked him, why do you think they're here? And he said, well, they said they want to be part of the community and blah, blah, blah. And I said, nope, they want your money or they want your slave labor. And I started spitting facts, and his face got incredulous, and he kind of fast walked, slow ran out of here. So, and that's how they do it. They sound, and you know what? I know that the people in here could be nice people. They don't know any better, especially if they're second and third gen. They don't know any better. They think what they're doing is right. Something I felt guilty about is that I watched a YouTube video a few years ago, and it was a Mexican dude talking about the amount of money he spent in Scientology. and the debt it left him in. At the time, I thought BS. I now know he was talking truth. Yeah, but that may have stayed in your brain, and when you saw something else, that may have made you watch. So, same thing here. Somebody walking by may only see my sign. They may not stop and talk, but it might stick in their brain. They might go search about it, or if they run across a video, they might not pass by. So I always look at the little things that it might do, not the big things. Because if I looked at the big things I want to accomplish with this movement, I would feel very frustrated that in a year, we haven't gotten anywhere with the government. I think the city council stuff is very important. And I think, I talk about it all the time. I really want to get a group of us to do it here in Austin. You didn't know back then, unless you attacked him, you have nothing to feel guilty about. And it did stick in my mind. Yeah, see? That's what I mean. That's true. I see what you mean, though. But yeah, it's stuck in your mind. And maybe if you hadn't seen that, what if whatever you saw this time, you'd pass by instead? I think everything happens for a reason when it happens. Because, like I said, back in the early 90s when we got to California, we saw the commercials and we were like, that sounds kind of interesting. Because, I like a lot of weird stuff. So a church about science, I thought sounded cool. Luckily, my husband was in the Army, and we never, up in Monterey, California, there's no orbs or anything. So even if we had looked into it, we wouldn't have been able to get into it. Oh, here comes the crowd. Okay. Scientology protects child predators because they're not allowed to take their members to the authorities, so they just cover it up. One of their schools covered up for a child predator for a year, gave him a glowing review to another school where he attacked 6 more kids. Now he's in prison because that wasn't a Scientology school. Now the victim is suing Scientology, the Scientology ran school, Delphi Academy. They covered up for Danny Masterson attacking women in the church for 20 years. He's an actor in Hollywood, and now he's in prison for 30 years to life because those victims went against Scientology and contacted the authorities. They cover for all kinds of crimes because they're not allowed to go to the police for any reason. It does show the excellent job as Sciento has done with their false narratives of covering up and suppressing the truth. Yes. But it probably took a while for these other, for other organizations, I'll say, not necessarily churches either, and abuse. I mean, look at the Catholic Church, how long that went on. The thing people ask me about is why hasn't this cult... Alright, there's a big class change right now, you guys. I'm moving. Hang on. Look at all these. Here, I'm going to turn it around. See what's over here? Yep. Holy crap. Scientology covers for child predators because they're not allowed to take their members to the authorities. Scientology ran school, covered up for a child predator for a year, gave him a glowing review to another school where he attacked 6 more kids. Now he's in prison, Delphi Academy. Google it. Because that school was not Scientology ran. Now that victim is suing the Scientology ran school for allowing a child predator to stay in the school and be the basketball coach while they knew he was abusing him. They covered up for the actor Danny Masterson for 20 years while he drugged and attacked women in the church. They finally left the church and went to authorities. Now he's in prison for 30 years to life. Danny Masterson, part of that 70s show cast. You can Google it. There was a Scientology ran daycare, 5 years and under, who had a child predator that they found out. I think they got rid of him, but they never told the parents that their children were molested. So those parents have no idea what happened to their children in that daycare. There's rampant student loan fraud in Scientology. They'll get student loans and donate it to the church in order to refurbish it, like this one. That's the way they were able to open. There's more to that story, but I don't feel like it. Thanks. Any other things? Scientology was created by a science fiction writer in 1950 because he told his friend, I'm not making money on my novels. Starting a religion will make me money. They have $1 billion in offshore bank accounts that even the members of Scientology do not know about. They still think they have to donate and fundraise for services in Scientology. The Sea Org in Scientology sign billion-year contracts and have to work for them until they die. They're not allowed to have children. If they get pregnant, they will bus them to the clinic. See this? That's why I'm over here. Oop, I almost touched their building. I usually stand over there, but I like this spot for right now. Oh, just about anybody that came by. The Sea Org is their slave labor. They make $50 a week, but if the org doesn't make money, they don't get paid. Their staff works 100 hours a week for $200 a week. If they don't make money, they don't get paid. They have to get another job after working here for 100 hours in order to pay their rent. The Sea Org is housed and fed by the church, but if they don't make money, they get fed beans and rice. They look down on psychiatry. You are not allowed to get help for your mental health. They've had 2 women in Scientology have such big mental breaks that they lock them away until they unalive themselves. Danny Masterson is a Hollywood actor that they covered up for 20 years while he drugged and attacked women in the church. Now he's in prison because those women did go to the authorities eventually. Boiled beans and rice, yeah. Scientology covers for child predators in their organization at all levels, whether it be members or fathers of children, or they're just abusing other children in the organization. They are not allowed to take other Scientologists to the authorities. They think Scientology will fix them. Scientology does not let their Sea Org members get pregnant. They are not allowed to have children because they have to give their life to the church. And if they get pregnant, they will bus them to the clinic. They don't have a choice. Here comes another crowd. think I'm loud enough? Scientology covers up for child predators in their schools, their daycares, and their churches. They're not allowed to take Scientologist members to the authorities, so they cover it up. They just move them around all over the country so they can do it some more to other kids. They cover up for child predators when they know, because they have to confess. There was a man that attacked children, and they sent him all over the world to stay in Scientology family homes because he was a whiz at computers, where he continued to attack children, and they knew it. They never told the families that he was a child predator, but they knew. All of them knew. All right, Scooter Mom. Now, I gotta ask you, can you do a chat under your member thing? Because if you can't, I gotta fix that. I've seen that on other, because that should be part of it, a milestone chat. I gotta fix that. Scientology covers up for predators of women. Danny Masterson, the Hollywood actor, attacked women for over 20 years. They covered it up. They went after the victims until they finally went to the authorities. Now he's in prison, 30 years to life, and we know of at least 8 more victims that have not gone to court. Okay, I'll fix that. That was supposed to be part of it.
Thanks for doing this.
Oh, no problem. Howdy dowdy. I'll go in and check my settings. I need to do a members chat. I do so few things. I just never think about it. Let's see. We still got a pretty good. Oh, we got windows down over here, guys. So we've got. So I like the fact that I'm right here by this light. You'll have to listen to me. Scientology does not let its slave labor called the Sea Org have children. If they get pregnant, they will bus them to the clinic because they need them to work their 110 hours a week for $50 a week. SPTV.space is a website of all the survivor channels and protester channels, and you can go and see these stories for yourself. I'm going to have that on one of my signs. We would have had my sign done this last weekend, but we had home improvements that needed to be done. Our sewer backed up. That was fun. Luckily, we have cleanouts in the yard, so when it backed up in the yard and not in the house. Thank God. So, again, Tom didn't get to help me with my sign. Scientology has 3 levels of members. The lowest level, the Sea Org, is like the military. They work 110 hours a week for $50 a week. They can get married, but they will not allow you to get pregnant and have children. If you do, they will bus you to the clinic to take care of it. You sign a billion-year contract, and you have to work for them until you die. If you get too old to work for them, they put you in a home, no medical care ever for anyone in the church, unless they're about to die, and they take credit cards out in their name because they know when the elders die, those credit cards will go away. Chase Bank.
It is. Hell yeah.
Chase Bank no longer works with Scientologists because they've been screwed over so much. The bank fraud is rampant, yet they have $1 billion in offshore bank accounts that the members in the church don't know about. Yet they still fundraise and bilk millions off their members. Wow, 5 and 6 months. I didn't know I had memberships that long. Yeah, it looks like it's gotten down a little bit. I think I'm going to stay right here. It's a good spot. So normally, I try not to be right next to the building like this, but I'm not touching it. So, because I try not to block them. And I'm kind of blocking them a little bit, but they can go around. So I'm just going to stay right here for now. Scientology covers up for child predators in their schools and their churches because you're not allowed to take another Scientologist to court or to the authorities. In one of their schools, the Delphi Academy, Google it, they covered for a child predator for a year, gave him a glowing review to another school where he attacked 6 more kids. Now he's in prison because that school was not a Scientology school. Now one of the victims of the Scientology school is suing for allowing the predator to continue to abuse them when they knew. They cover up for parents that abuse their children because they think Scientology will fix them. It doesn't. Danny Masterson, Hollywood actor, Scientologist, drugged and attacked women for over 20 years in and out of the church. They covered up for it until finally 3 of the victims finally went to the authorities and now he's in prison. There are at least, it's actually 5, because 3, then 2, then 7 more victims. It's getting kind of... Scientology does not allow you to be gay or trans, even though they try to tell you they are not. They will put you in slave labor and try to fix you. I fear that might go down good around the university. Especially across from a church with pride flags in front. Alright, it's starting to die down a little bit. Still getting cars though. I think I'm going to stick around. How's my... Oh, I'm sweating. 71%. I got all kinds of time. And Tom already moved his stuff to the nitro, even though there's no way I can be here till 7 o'clock. And I told him that. He goes, you can take as much time as you want. I go, I can't do that long. I'm at an hour and a half and it's 3:30. Yeah, there's no way I'd be here another, 3.5 hours? No. I might be, I think I've been here a little, 3.5 hours one time. There's a lot of people looking at the sign. Yeah, when it's nice and it's shaded like now, I really like to be on this corner. If you are a Sea Org member in the Church of Scientology, you have to sign a billion-year contract and work for them until you die. You get $50 a week if you're lucky, and you are not allowed to get pregnant even if you're married. They will take you to the clinic. Hey, Danny. What's up? Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's class change, so I'm being loud. Because I don't know. Well, you were here. You kind of remember. But this is the main entrance to the campus. So a few minutes ago during class change, there was hundreds of students coming by. That's why I like to be here during classes. A lot of people. Lots of people. If you want to know why it's a cult, because they don't let their Sea Org members leave. If you try to leave, or you do leave, they will make you disconnect from any family members inside Scientology. They will harass you. They will hire private investigators. They will go through your trash. They will call your job. Try to get you fired as retaliation for leaving. Oh, thank you, Danny, because it was you guys out there in LA that made me think, well, maybe I could do it too. And I'm still here. I'm about to hit a year next month. I can't believe it. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I'm like, this was not on my bingo card over a year ago, but interesting. I've never been an advocate for anything, really. I was just living my life like everybody else. Why do these people all got their windows closed? It's nice out. Open your windows so I can yell at you. It's getting sparse. We'll have another class change in an hour. Let's see. Yep. In an hour. That was a weird time for a class change. Oh, you know what? It was probably just a lot of people leaving campus at the same time. You know, not everybody goes till 5 o'clock. Depends on your classes. Scientology covers up for predators of women in Scientology. So Danny Masterson is now in prison because 3 of them spoke out and called the authorities. There are at least 5, 6, 7 more victims out there that we know of. They covered for him for over 20 years. They had documentation from inside the church where he confessed on paper that drugging and attacking women, he did it, but he didn't think it was wrong. That's what happens when you grow up in Scientology. There are no rights inside Scientology. You're not even allowed to have a bad thought about Scientology. If you mess up in Scientology, they have special places you go for hard manual labor, not weeks or months, but years. Their top executives were put in a place called the Hole for a couple of years because the current leader was mad at them. They had to sleep on the floor, no mattress. They were fed out of buckets. And they had to stay in this double-wide trailer for several years. Most of them left the church over it. That's how we know what we know about Scientology. He also would punch them and beat them. Scientology covers up for parents that abuse their children because they don't believe children are children because they've lived multiple lives. They don't nurture them. They don't get education. They're put in manual labor. They're put to work as early as 11 or 12 and taken out of school if they are already in school because they believe they are big beings in small bodies. So attacking children or SAing children is not considered that bad in Scientology. They were forced to physically... Oh! When he put the executives in the hole, they were also forced to abuse each other at his whim. David Miscavige, the current leader. If you are in their Sea Org, you have to sign a billion-year contract and work for them until you die. Or you physically can't work anymore, then they put you in a home and take out credit cards in your name for tens of thousands of dollars because they know when you die, the credit card will go away. Mike Brown went and stole his mother out of one of those homes, and she found out she was $160,000 in debt. It was fraudulent. Chase Bank won't even deal with them anymore because of the rampant bank fraud that goes on. That's why they have $1 billion in offshore bank accounts. And why they can buy 92 properties in Clearwater, Florida, just because they don't want regular people near their organization. Hey, Mr. Fraud. He forced the top execs into a double-wide trailer in California where they slept on the floor with one blanket, ate out of buckets of slop, were forced to abuse each other, and were physically abused by the leader. Many of those execs left later, and I've written books and done TV shows about it. Alright, it's pretty much dying down a little bit. I need a break anyway. I gotta save it for the next class change. Tickled the like button. Oh my goodness. Hold on, it's gonna shake for a second. Look away. I was walking when I... Oh, thanks, Mr. Fraud. I only get loud when there's class changes. I get like hundreds of people crossing at this light, which I love. The same reason they bought this location is the same reason I can get to a lot of eyeballs. I love it. Scientology covers for child predators in their schools and daycares also, not only their churches. They gave a basketball coach who was abusing children in the Delphi Academy a glowing review, so he went to another school and abused 6 more kids. Now he's in prison because that school was not Scientology. Now one of those victims of the Delphi Academy is suing the school for allowing him to be abused and doing nothing about it. There was a Scientology ran daycare where they had a child abuser in it, and I think they did move him, but they never told the parents that their children had been molested in the daycare. They still don't know to this day. Is it too loud for you guys? Let me move it back a little bit. I gotta be careful, I don't want to block nobody. They can go around me though. Okay. I'm hoping the phone... Do you guys hear all the buses and loud traffic? Or is it canceling that out a little bit? Okay. Man, when I talk to my husband, or even my daughter, sometimes if they just get, like, she'll call me and sit the phone up in the kitchen while she's cooking. But she'll cut out because if she gets too far away, it'll noise cancel her out. I would hope that my noise cancellation would work more on this loud one. I get buses go by a lot. Don't forget the sirens I get all the time. Man, I wish I could sit on this ledge. They have this nice ledge all around. Have you guys ever seen that? they have this really nice ledge. See? That goes all the way around that you can sit on. It's probably done. There's probably a lot of homeless people that sit there. Oh, they got a couple little these raised pieces, but you could still lay there if you wanted to. I know. I don't dare touch it. There was, when we was here and we had a big group, I think it was when people were visiting us, I leaned against the wall one day and I was like, oh, oops. They didn't say nothing. Oh, and by the way, if you don't already know this, if the police come to CT you from a property, you do not have to give them your identification. They can CT the blonde woman in the red jacket. I know this from my husband because he will ask them for the person's information and sometimes they don't even have it. Because he has to write a report when he has to CT people off of the property he has to guard. Like, I think the last guy that they've been having a lot of problems, he's been there all along, and he's mad because when they built on this block, they took the whole city block for these shops and stuff where he works, one of the main place he works. And that used to be his territory. It's been years, and he's still mad. And he takes bottles and stuff and he'll break them on the driveway in the back where all the employees have to park. And my husband goes out there and cleans it all up all the time. Well, he could never catch him long enough, and all he knows is his name is Jeremy. So that's who they had to CT because he doesn't have any ID on him. Just whatever and his description. But it was enough. Yeah. So he's an interesting character. So he goes to the homeless shelter and they'll give him a blanket. But he gets paranoid that they're going to take his blanket, so he'll throw it over the fence onto my husband's property. And they have cameras everywhere and motion detectors, so he always knows when he does it. And he's told him, he's like, Jeremy, I'm just going to throw it away. But they said the sad part is the cops all know him because he's been there for years. He, I guess, was a really, really smart guy. Had a really good job, and he got a hold, this is the story anyway, that he got a hold of some bad drugs and it fried his brain. It's not necessarily mental illness, it literally, the whatever he took fried his brain.
He thought that me and Ariana didn't understand him because he was speaking. Yeah.
My husband's, one part, this guy is annoying the crap out of me. I have to clean up after him all the time, and part, it's sad. I know. Like one night, my husband yelled at him. He went off. It takes a lot to make my husband yell. It does. It takes a lot. And he was just fed up with cleaning up the trash and the glass. And he yelled at him. And it was really mean. And then he brought him out some food and said, now, isn't this nice? Because I'd rather be nice to you. It didn't work. But he finally was able to get him CT'd. He didn't take off too fast recently. He's been dealing with this guy for almost 4 years. Because he also has to patrol all the other properties the business owns. So a lot of times, and a couple of them are in kind of a woodsy type area in Waco. So he never knows what he's going to find out there. So he's really just having to chase people off. And the critters. Had some interesting critters he's run into. Of course, they got coyotes, which I think is so weird. One night he showed me a video of a fox that is normally with a mate, but was alone one night and found his reflection in the window and was losing it at the window. It was so cute and funny. He was just like, he thought there was another fox there. Oh, and I guess I found out with Ring cameras that you can go on the app and put things in your general area that, like, that's going on. Like, if there's a suspicious person or something. This is literally right where my husband has to patrol. And somebody had, and this is like neighborhoods in the middle of Waco. It's not near the wilderness that much. Not for a while. There was a bobcat in somebody's backyard. I'm like, holy crap. Could you imagine coming outside and finding that? Oh, and one night he had this huge, I mean huge owl just land right by him in a parking lot. And he's just like, what's up, guy? Just sit there for a little while. That's one of the reasons I don't let my littles go outside without my big dog. Unless it's like at night and I stand on the porch. They know if I'm standing on the porch to go and come back. Because my daughter had a hawk steal or attack one of her chickens. And then we find out there's these huge owls. And I've got dogs that weigh around 10 pounds. So, gotta be careful. My daughter, literally, so he tried to take her chicken. And we had backyard chickens. We're not in the country. But, so she sat out there with a shotgun every time she let the chickens out of the coop to run around. And it took a little while and she got complacent. And he ended up trying he couldn't get the chicken over the privacy fence. So the second time he just attacked the chicken right there. And she wasn't out there fast enough. I was like, that was sad. But they were like pets for us. We just liked having the eggs, and because it all started when my husband worked in North Austin, and there was a chicken that just showed up in the parking lot of the hotel he was at, right off the freeway. Don't know where she came from, and he brought her into the office, and she fell asleep on the desk. So he brought her home, and we called her Miss Chicky. That's where it all started. We didn't even have a coop for her. She would come in at night and I'd put a blanket on the chair. And she would sit in my lap and just fall asleep. She was so cute. We actually, I can't remember why. I don't remember why, but we found a farm for her to go to that promised that she would only be an egg layer. So there was a big gap between her and, cause we had her for a long time. I can't remember why. Yeah, probably was. We don't know where she came from. People could have been traveling with her. Could have been a lot of different, could have been a backyard chicken. Because if we didn't keep our chickens' wings clipped, we found one on our roof. They don't fly, but they can fly up onto things. So we're like, oh, time to clip their wings. So it could have been any of those things. And then there's the skunks and the possums and all that fun stuff he runs into. It's very interesting. Working at night, all kinds of weird stuff. I can't do nights. I tried to work nights for a week and I got physically sick. My body, even though I'm up all night, but working is way different. Well, I'm getting close to 2 hours. Let's see what time is it. I might not make it to the next class change. I don't mind it though. I don't mind being out of here before 5 o'clock. Because when I leave at 5 or after, the traffic is horrible. So, I got me a conversation today. I got to yell at some people. I had a good day. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, Tom goes back. This is the end of his weekend. Let me check the weather. Oh, it's 64 right now. I check Austin so much that my weather app is just on Austin. It's going to be 45 tonight. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. Daily. Holy Whoa. Holy crap. So Saturday, the low is 30. Sunday, the low is 24. Monday, the low is 23. Tuesday, the low is 22 with rain. High 36. And that's going to be, it feels like less than that. So I might wimp out next week for sure to see. Oh, no, it's going to be... let's see what the high is. Nope, the high won't be over 36 until Wednesday. So it'll probably be the end. Yeah. Fun. Well, so I'll have to see what I can accomplish before that happens. Oh, yeah, all the time. We literally, like, when it got freezing like a week or so ago, it literally was like 80 something degrees 2 days before that. And then the day before it was like 65, and then the next day it was like 40. It does that here. Just it's not that unusual to see a 40-degree difference in a couple of days, and then back up again, like today. So we had all that freezing weather. Now today it's 64. There was one year we went to San Antonio in January, and we were wearing shorts. So it's the only place I know you can pack up your winter clothes for 8 months, but you can't pack up your summer clothes. Well, I've been in double digits today. That's always good. Thank you. Appreciate you always being here. So this is Thursday, and then tomorrow's graduation, and then Saturday night, the late night, and then Sunday Dianetics, which I need to go in and edit that book. So I'm trying to edit out as much as I can. Geez, that's some difference. I think I'm happier where I am. Yeah, it's a whole lot easier when it's going to be one way for a while than this. And the allergies, because the trees get confused, and my dogs, their coat, they literally will start to get their coat and start to lose it again because of the weird weather change. So we will start using our AC in March, off and on. March to almost October. This year was worse than usual. So I was talking about early, like at the beginning of the stream. So I looked at the Farmer's Almanac because to see what it said about our winter, and it said we were going to have a mild winter. I'm like, okay. I don't call this mild. Freezing for days on end. That's not normal. It used to be we would have maybe 1 or 2 days that got to freezing, and literally they would shut down the post. If you were on post, they would take your keys and not let you drive. Now it happens so often they can't do that. Oh my God, look at this little car. Oh, great. Look. Look. That is smaller than the smart car. That's something else. I've never seen what that is. Oh, so cute. That was so cute. I would love to have a car like that, but I would never have one in Texas because every third car is a truck. It was weird. We went home one year, and it was weird because it was like every 10th car was a truck. I was like, this is so weird. There's all these cars. Now, downtown here, there's more cars, but everywhere else, when you're on the freeway and stuff, it's like truck, car. It looks different, unless it was more rounded, so they might have just changed the body style. Is that even what is that what it's called? I just always called it that. They might have changed the body style on it. That's why it looked weird. Are they still making them? Oh, they're no longer sold. Lack of demand in the U.S. market. That's probably why. It could have been something that somebody like tiny cars sold in the U.S. I do this all the time, y'all. If I have a question, I'm on Google or something. Mitsubishi. Oh, that's not small enough. Don't know what that was. I'll go back and look at the video and see if I can blow it up and look at it. I'm curious. I would not have one of those in Texas. If you're gonna keep it in town, I guess I'd be like, no, okay. But in the I-35 corridor, because it's the main north-south from all through Texas, trucks and trucks and trucks and trucks. So many trucks. When I come here, because there's no real outer belt on Austin. They did add like a toll road, but it's not like most cities have an outer belt. So you have like the city, like the freeways in there, and then you'll have a way you can bypass the city, which almost all do. Austin does not. So whether you're going to Austin or not, you have to go through Austin. Hey, Papa Smurf. How you doing? I'm only going to be here a couple more minutes. Really died down. We had a good crowd for a little while. I only saw one or two people go in the org that weren't these West Campus ambassadors. So I just got a very weird look from somebody. I want to see what's going on here. I just did that wrong. Oh, that can be a bad day. Little things that frustrate me. If it's something big that I can't control, I'm like, meh. But the little stuff drives me bananas. Okay. So this car that was parked right here, she looked out her window right at me. Like, I thought maybe she was dropping somebody off. And I was looking and I didn't see. I thought it might be a kid. It sounded like somebody got in. Did a kid get in? I'll have to look on the video. Yeah, see, this is what I'm used to. That. Hold on. Yeah, hang on, look away. I'm just figuring something out. Okay, I gotta remember. So this phone is closer the second time. I think my other phone is closer the first time. It's weird. Technology. I went John Connor on it. Oh my gosh, I know. When I worked my last job, it was a government job. And you guys, so if there was like a Windows update, like a major, like they upgraded Windows, we literally would not get it for 2 years because it had to go through the Army procurement, then it had to be tested, then it had to be okayed, and then it had to trickle down, and oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. So by the time we got it, our computers were running and glitching, running so slow and glitching because they hadn't, because the IT had to come around and update all the computers at the same time. Yeah, that
Yeah, like, what did they do?
especially when you've got things that have to be done in a time-sensitive manner. John Connor would be ashamed of us in this tech age. No joke. Yeah. So when I'm dealing with somebody like I'm waiting on my computer, I'm like, I get it, take your time. Because I would have people come to my desk or call me, well, they couldn't do it over the phone, to do report requests, and I'm trying to bring up the report and search for it, and it's just sitting there. Not to mention, so, and the program we used came out of somewhere on the East Coast, and if their servers weren't working right, our program wasn't working right. It was ridiculous. All right, y'all. I think my back's telling me to go home. I appreciate y'all sticking around. Like I said, I'm going to try to get out because next week looks like crap. So keep an eye out. And I wanted to let when I get out, when I do the live stream at home, I off, but I kind of let the chat keep going for a little while so everybody can say whatever they want to say. I really can't do that here, though.
All religions are cults.
I am. I get that a lot, too. Did you hear him? He says all religions are cults. I'm like, there's a big difference. Most religions you can leave if you want to. I will. So, we did get, kind of for Christmas, kind of. I got us a dash cam. Our old one died. Because these people, y'all, driving to and from here are nuts. It's not me, it's them. Just nuts. I have a thing about, so I had to I taught both my kids to drive. I did the home teaching. And, you don't have to get 100% on the written. Or even the driving. My thing is this. Whenever people are doing something stupid, here's the problem. What if that's the one question they miss, like how to merge, or what a stop sign means, or yield, or, just things I'm throwing out there. What if that's the thing they missed? I personally think the written should be 100%. Because the driving, if you mess up, they'll correct you. They'll tell you what you did wrong. Oh no, I wasn't, unless you're talking to Cher. I was talking about doing a pre-recorded video that would be short. I never said my live streams would be short. No, I don't want my live streams to be short. The longer I'm out here, the better. And then Saturday night, I've been trying to keep it down, but I think last week we did 4 hours. It's Skitter Mom's fault. It's all her fault. But yeah, I'm not doing it goes by so fast though. 'Cause we have a lot of fun and stuff, so it doesn't feel like work, so. All right, I gotta go. My back's screaming at me. So I'll see y'all somewhere. It's always your fault. Bye, y'all have a good week.